Now at 10, eligible adults can now get COVID-19 booster shots in Kansas. We'll hear reaction from local health professionals. Plus,
the Pittsburgh Chamber of Commerce is hosting a Women in Business Entrepreneur Series as a way to get more women-owned businesses in Pittsburgh and help out those that are already here. I'm Bronte Sorotsky with those details.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
All eligible adults in Kansas can now receive COVID booster shots. This is KOAM News at 10. Governor Laura Kelly and the Kansas Department of Health and Environment announced today all fully vaccinated Kansans over the age of 18 are now eligible for the booster. Those seeking a booster shot must still wait 6 months after their primary vaccination from either Moderna or Pfizer. That wait time for those who received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is 2 months. Local health officials say they're ready to give these booster shots.
We do booster clinics twice a week that we advertise, but we don't turn anyone away. If they aren't able to come on the days that we kind of set aside for booster doses, as long as they can get here between Monday and Friday, we will help them.
Kentucky made a similar announcement today, while Arkansas announced open booster availability on Monday. America's drug epidemic is the deadliest it's ever been, new federal data suggests. Today, the CDC released the latest numbers on drug overdose deaths. Mandy Gaither has more on what health experts say needs to be done to change this trend.
It's a new record high. More than 100,000 people died of drug overdoses in the U.S. during the 12-month period ending in April, jumping nearly 30% from the same time period a year ago.
This is a national crisis. It knows no geographical bounds, and it continues to get worse.
The CDC says opioids continue to be the driving force in the rising overdose death toll. Synthetic opioids, primarily fentanyl, caused 2/3 of all drug overdose deaths in that time period. On a call, DEA Administrator Ann Milgram says her agency is finding these drugs in every state, reaching an unprecedented level.
This year alone, DEA has seized enough fentanyl to provide every member of the United States population with a lethal dose. And we are still seizing more fentanyl each and every day.
There are likely more deaths yet to be uncovered.
Dr. Trent Hall is an addiction medicine specialist at Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center. He says in his clinical experience, overdose deaths have not gone down since April when this provisional data ended. To change the trend, Hall says Americans need to be aware of local treatment and prevention resources for addiction, monitor friends and family for any signs of addiction, and be prepared.
Narcan kits are easy to obtain from your physician or local pharmacist and easy to use. As you can see, it comes in the form of a handy nasal spray.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Also today, the White House announced the release of a model law that officials say provides states the framework to make naloxone more accessible to those who need it. Doug, Hetty, getting kind of chilly out there tonight.
It is quite a bit cooler than what we've been accustomed to, at least over the past couple days. But we were actually near 70 earlier today. If you're outside prior to 10 a.m., about 68 degrees started, well, our lows now. But our normal high is 58, record high is 79. It is quite a bit cooler than what we had yesterday. Yesterday we were near 80 degrees. Cold front plowed through. We have a few random little sprinkles. It's not a big deal. Most of you are going to stay dry tonight. But once these clouds start to break up here over the next few hours, that's when our temperature will start to take a dip later on tonight. Most of us chilly, sitting into the mid 40s, but I think most of us will drop down near freezing, and we still have a northerly wind at about 10 to 15 miles per hour, and that makes it feel a little bit colder than what it actually is. If you're getting up early, 32, 40 by 10, 48 by noon, we're going to have sunshine. It's just going to be chilly. When are we going to warm up? We'll look at that here in a bit.
See you then. The Pittsburgh Chamber of Commerce is introducing a new series to get more women-owned businesses in Pittsburgh and to offer assistance to those already here. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky has more on the Chamber's Women in Business Entrepreneur Series.
Gloria Montez, owner of Montez Roofing, says being a woman-owned business comes with its challenges.
We are a woman-owned and minority minority owned in the state of Kansas. Scary. It just, brings pressure.
And the city's Chamber of Commerce wants to help women business owners like Montez.
The kickoff of our first of a 4-part series that we're going to offer business owners.
It's called the Women in Business Entrepreneur Series. Its goal to get more women-owned businesses here in Pittsburgh and help out those already established here.
We wanted to bring something to the community and to those if they're thinking about opening a business. In the midst of coming out of COVID, people have taken their side hustle and made it a business.
Through the series, the Chamber aims to teach Pittsburgh women what they need to know to take the next step towards starting their business.
Start off on the right foot, learn what the difference is between a corporation, an LLC, cash flow, what those projections are like, and also we will have a panelist discussion there from 3 women-owned businesses that have started their own business and are in their own building.
The Chamber is joining forces with Pitt State's Small Business Development Center, something Montez is familiar with.
The Kansas Small Business Development at Pitt State, they're able to help with writing a business plan. So that kind of helped me a lot in getting started and getting the ball rolling.
And no matter if you're starting out or already have a business, the Chamber hopes they can help all female entrepreneurs. In Pittsburgh, Bronte Sorotsky, KUAM News.
The series will kick off December 2nd at the Block 22 Conference Room downtown. Students at St. Anne's Catholic School in Carthage today presented all their hard work on a history project. 3rd through 6th grade students researched the lives, cultures, countries, and traditional foods of some Catholic saints. It's part of the school's annual cultural night.
It helped me get around the school, get to know the people. It helped me get better, not to be shy. It helped me with my social skills and about my saint and how because the more I do this project, the more saints I get to explore, and I get to talk about them with other people so they can know.
The event also featured a raffle. Still ahead, the parents of Missouri teens who were disciplined over a racist online petition are suing the school district. And the latest on day 2 of juror deliberations in the murder trial of Kyle Rittenhouse in Kenosha, Wisconsin. 4 9th grade students at Park Hill School District in Kansas City were disciplined for starting a racist online petition. It was called Start Slavery Again. Their parents are suing, arguing the district denied the students freedom of speech, due process, and right to education. Brian Johnson has more.
The lawsuit says while 5 students joked about and encouraged the racist online petition, only the 4 students who commented on the post were disciplined. 2 white students who commented, "I love slavery and I hate blacks," both got 180 days suspension. A biracial white Asian student who commented, "I want a slave," also was suspended for 180 days. The biracial black and Brazilian student who typed the petition was expelled. The lawsuit goes on to say student X, who is black, liked the petition, shared it, and verbally encouraged a teammate to sign it, but was not disciplined.
It seems like the school district has a wide range of inconsistencies in terms of how they discipline children.
Dr. Nicole Price is a diversity consultant. The parents hired her when their teens got in trouble.
When the information first came to me, I was disheartened. I was disappointed.
Price says what happened was egregious, but the students felt remorse and a 10-day suspension would have served them better.
And so then can you say we're living in conjunction with our mission when you just decide to kick kids out when it gets hard to educate them?
The lawsuit says the school culture was infused with frequent casual use of racial and ethnic epithets and slurs. It says coaches only occasionally asked students to watch their language, but mostly condoned heavily racialized interactions.
School's responsibility is to teach us about the history of racial terror in this country. These kids had almost no insight into that.
The parents' attorneys asked that 3 of the 4 students get a temporary injunction so they can return to school. They also want the district to pay for damages suffered by the teens and their families. A district spokesperson says it took prompt, decisive action to enforce our policies prohibiting discrimination, harassment, and uncivil behavior, end quote. The Dallas County, Missouri Sheriff says investigators have confirmed that a body found on the property of a kidnapping suspect is that of the victim, Cassidy Rainwater. Now prosecutors have filed new first-degree murder charges against James Phelps and Timothy Norton for Rainwater's death. The prosecutor also charged them with the abandonment of a corpse. They each faced kidnapping charges in Rainwater's disappearance. You can read more about this story on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Jurors ended a second day of deliberations in the trial of 18-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse, who's accused of shooting and killing two men and injuring a third at a police shooting protest in August of 2020. As Michael George reports from Kenosha, Wisconsin courthouse, the defense asked for a mistrial over key video evidence.
I'm going to be asking the court for a mistrial.
On day 2 of jury deliberations, defense attorneys for Kyle Rittenhouse asked the judge to declare a mistrial. The defense argued that's warranted because prosecutors gave them a lower resolution copy of a drone video showing Rittenhouse shooting and killing Joseph Rosenbaum.
We didn't have the quality of evidence that the state had until the case had been closed.
The better quality video was shown to jurors in court during the trial. The jury Wednesday asked to see the video again. Dozens of protesters who came to the courthouse will have to wait at least until Thursday for a verdict. It was fairly evenly divided between people voicing support for Rittenhouse and those who want to see him behind bars.
Well, we want that victory to come to our community of Kenosha. As an activism, as an organizer.
Well, I hope the young boy is found innocent.
Rittenhouse faces 5 counts, including first-degree intentional homicide for killing Rosenbaum and Anthony Huber and seriously injuring another man. He says he acted in self-defense. If convicted, Rittenhouse faces life in prison. Michael George, CBS News, Kenosha, Wisconsin.
500 members of the National Guard are standing by in Kenosha if needed once a verdict is reached. The House today voted to censure Republican Paul Gosar of Arizona for posting an animated video that depicted him killing Democratic Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and attacking President Biden. The vote to censure Gosar and strip him of his committee assignments fell mostly along party lines. Federal officials warn that Iranian government-sponsored hackers are working to take down a wide range of targets within America's critical infrastructure. Multiple sectors are at risk, including transportation and healthcare. In some cases, the hackers have already deployed ransomware against those targets. Later, we're going to hear from the Frontenac Raiders as they prepare to get a little revenge in the state semifinals.
Plus, it gets a little bit colder still. We're going to look at that coming up next. Well, it turned out to be much colder for us today, at least during the afternoon into the evening hours. The morning was actually really nice. We had a nice southerly wind pushing 70 degrees, and then that front blew through, and it just instantaneously just started dropping, and we dropped about 15 degrees over a very short period of time. Looks good right now. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. And we still have the clouds out there, so once the clouds start to break up, our temperatures will really start to drop. But look at this. This is our 24-hour temperature change. So compared to what we were at roughly 10:19 last night, we're 20 to 25 degrees colder. So it shows you how strong that cold front was that rolled through a little bit earlier for us today. We were almost 80 yesterday. We held into the 60s all night, and then front, and then we dropped into lower 50s, and now we're continuing to drop from that point on. Most of us right now are sitting into the mid 40s. Case in point, 46 in Nevada, 46 in Miami, 44 in Chanute. Anderson is sitting at about 46 degrees, and it's been very windy for us today. We've had these northerly winds kind of kicking in behind the front. They have diminished a bit. It's going to stay breezy though for us tonight. And of course, the wind, when you start to cool down, that makes it feel a little bit colder than what it actually is. North winds at 13, humidity pretty low at about 40%. We still have a lot of clouds across the region. Most of the showers are out of here. The clouds are starting to break up just a bit, and that's going to be the continuing trend as we go through the overnight hours. But most of us are dry. Maybe a random sprinkle. That is just about it. As this system wraps up, heads away from us. Doesn't even have that much moisture to work with, but you can see the jet stream dives right out of Canada, so it brings that cold polar air mass into the region. The entire Central Plains, pretty chilly, and then you run into the front right across central parts of Arkansas. So we're going to be cool for a few days. Let's go ahead and break it down. For you tonight, clouds start to break up, especially late. We drop back near 30. Plenty of sunshine tomorrow, so it's going to look great, kind of cool. Upper 40s to lower 50s across the area. 32 to start, 48 by noon, high temp of 52. We're going to have those northwesterly winds at about 10 to 15. Gets even colder tomorrow night. Drop back through the 40s, 30s, mid to upper 20s for overnight lows. So a hard freeze tomorrow night. We get southerly winds back Friday, so this helps us at least go into the mid 50s for afternoon highs. Even better Saturday, we start to warm back up. We should go into lower 60s during the afternoon. Another little wave drops in Saturday night into Sunday morning with a few showers. We cool off again on Sunday into Monday, so we're just taking this roller coaster ride as we go through the next week. Cold tonight, 52 tomorrow, 55 on Friday, 62 Saturday. Not bad. Few showers on Sunday, a little bit cooler. Cold again on Monday, and then we warm back up by the time Wednesday rolls around, then go right back down for Thanksgiving. But at least traveling right now, besides some rain on Wednesday, looks pretty good.
And we'll be keeping an eye on that.
Yes,
as
we
it gets
will.
Closer. Thanks, Jack. Coming up in sports, the Webb City Cardinals prepare for the state quarterfinals after a dramatic win over Carthage in the district championship. And the Pitt State women get ready to play in front of an arena full of local elementary students. Jacob Leonard has details next.
There are 5 local high school football teams still alive for state championships this season. In Southeast Kansas, the Frontenac Raiders are the last team in our area still standing. Frontenac hosts Holton on Friday night in the 3A state semifinals. The winner move on to play for a state championship. The Raiders are 9-2 heading into Friday, while Holton still undefeated at 11-0. These two actually met in the quarterfinals last year, with Holton cruising 42-6 in Frontenac. The Raiders know they got to be pretty good if they want to flip that result on Friday.
They're going to come right at you every play. Last year we weren't physical enough against them, and they kind of just ran it down our throats, and we made us take it. So our kids are motivated for the challenge. We got to be sound in our gap responsibility. We got to be physical. We got to tackle low. And we got to force a few turnovers on defense, but on offense, we got to take care of the ball. We turned it over 3 or 4 times against them last year, and just on self-inflicted fumbles and things like that. So we got to move the ball on offense, take care of it, and just play hard.
The Webb City Cardinals are district champions for the 22nd consecutive year. Last week, the Cards topped undefeated Carthage 28-21 to move on to the state quarterfinals. Now, Webb City's back home this week with a chance to move on to the Final Four, hosting Lebanon on Friday night. The Yellow Jackets are 10-1 heading into Friday. The Cardinals coming off a big emotional win over Carthage. Now, they did take their time to celebrate, but now it's back to business for the 22-time defending district champs.
We took Saturday and Sunday off, didn't come in, just said, you guys enjoy this. Monday morning, we do a scouting report on Monday morning. I said, once we get to that point, we're not looking back, we're looking forward, and so this whole week, that's all we've thought about is trying to get ready for Lebanon.
We had fun, we loved it. It was a great experience, but we had to put that past us because now we're on to bigger things, and we need to just work hard here so we can keep moving on.
So I've told you about Frontenac and Webb City. Here are the other 3 teams in our area still playing. Friday night, the Grove Ridge Runners play in the 2A quarterfinals against Elk City. Then on Saturday, Lamar faces Ava in the Class 2 quarterfinals at 1, while Seneca plays Mexico in the Class 3 quarterfinals at 2. The winner moves on to the Final Four. The Pittsburgh State women's basketball team plays its home opener tomorrow. The Gorillas host the St. Mary's Spires at noon. Pitt State 1-1 through their first 2 games. Senior Tristan Gegg has been on fire, scoring 59 total points in those 2 games. Now, their home opener tomorrow is cool day for the team and the community. It's Kids Day, meaning there will be a couple thousand local elementary students in attendance, making plenty of noise.
My sophomore year, we played OBU for the kids game, our first home opener, and it was a blast. It helped us win, honestly, because it was a really close game, so we can't wait to hear all those screaming little kids cheering for us.
Not having it last year, I think, helps us all appreciate it even more. I know the teachers are extremely excited. I've heard a lot of chatter about it around town. I think it will just be an exposure event for some of our youth, and then, they might pick one of our players out that they just take an interest in, and so that part of it gets to be pretty cool.
And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Corporal Raymond Watson served in the U.S. Army. His hometown, Galena, Kansas. And we are proud to salute Corporal Raymond Watson. He's tonight's 4-state hero. We have more than 3,000 of these heroes in our database, veterans of wars from various eras, some of them still serving in the military. And we're always looking for more. If you know of a veteran or currently serving service member, drop us a line. It's very simple to do. You just click on the link on our website. It's koamnewsnow.com. Getting colder out there, Doug.
It is. We're going to drop back to right around 30 for us tonight. So it is going to be kind of chilly. At least sunshine returns tomorrow. Still chilly, 52, 55 on Friday. But look at Saturday, 62, partly sunny, not too shabby.
We talk about the travel coming up next week, but a lot of people will be traveling for Thanksgiving this weekend.
Yeah, holidays.
Final sports notes.
Patrick Mahomes is the AFC Offensive Player of the Week after torching the Raiders for 400-plus yards and 5 touchdowns last week.
It's a good night.
Yeah. Let's hope there are a lot more of those. Right? Yeah, starting against Dallas on Sunday. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget our morning show starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.